Hi there, and welcome to another Papetti Math YouTube video tutorial where I'm going to be teaching you, yes, you, Algebra 1. And in this video, we're going to continue on with our study of graphing linear inequalities. If you haven't watched the videos for exercises numbers 1, 2, and 3 yet, I strongly recommend you go back and you watch those videos because they will prove to be very helpful in answering the questions in exercises numbers 4 right here. Okay. Now, we have in exercise number 4, which of the following represents the graph of the inequality y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x? If the graph is not accurately represented, state why it's not correct. Okay, couple of things. Here's our graph. Is this the graph of y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x? So this inequality has a y-intercept of 0 because it's really y equals 1/2 x plus 0. So let's see. That has a y-intercept of 0. The slope of this inequality is 1 over 2. So let's see if we're going up 1, right 2, which we are doing for this inequality. So that's good. Now, it's greater than or equal to. Okay, so remember, if it's greater than or equal to, it has a solid line underneath. I want to graph a solid line as my graph. Is this a solid line? No, it's not a solid line. So an error on this graph would mean the points should be connected with a solid line. Oops. A solid line. And that's not what's going on here. This is a dashed line, okay? And be careful. I know a lot of people like to say connect them with a straight line, but all lines are straight. So don't say with a straight line, say with a solid line or a dashed line. In this case, a solid line. But we're not done yet. We have to make sure there's no other errors on this graph. So if we're going to look, it's y is greater than or equal to. So the last thing we wanted to do was see where it's greater than this line, and we want to shade up. Is this graph shaded up? And the answer here is yes, our graph is shaded up right here. So that was the only error made. So let's take a look at over here. And we're looking for y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x plus 0. Again, we have a y-intercept of 0. This does have a slope of 1 over 2, so we're good in that sense. Now, is it a solid line? Because it's equal to. And the answer is yes, it's a solid line. So far, no error. So far, we're good. This might be the one. Now we want to know where y is greater than this line, so we want it to shade up. But if you notice, this graph is shaded down, which is not good. That's no good. So we're going to say that that's the error. This graph should be shaded up instead of down. All right, so we found the error in that graph. Still looking for the graph of y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x. And I'll write it down here just so we remember that we're looking for this inequality. So in this one right here, we have y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x. We have a y-intercept of 0, a slope of 1 over 2. We're good with that part. Now we're looking for a solid line. Is it a solid line? No. This line should be solid. Okay, and we're looking for it to be shaded upward. And this line is not shaded upward either. So there is a couple of errors with this one. So we're going to add to this, and it is shaded in the wrong direction. It should be shaded upward, but it's shaded downward. So this is the inequality of the graph y is less than 1/2 x. Which means, let's go back and take a look at this one before we get to that last one. This is really y is less than or equal to 1/2 x because it's solid and shaded down. And this one's really y is greater than 1/2 x because it's dashed and shaded up. So that brings us to our final one, We're looking for y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x. Again, we have a y-intercept of 0, and it's a slope of 1 over 2. So all of these lines have the correct y-intercepts and slopes. It's a solid line, which means it's equal to. And yes, we are shading up. So this indeed is the graph of y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x. So no errors on this graph. This is our graph that we are looking for. Oh, right. So at this point, we've now seen all of the possible combinations of greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to inequalities. And if this video and the videos before it were helpful, give this video a thumbs up to let me know that I helped you out with graphing linear inequalities and you're ready for the final lesson in this chapter on modeling linear inequalities. You could click on the link provided and it'll take you right there. Thank you for watching.